Well, how do there, chums, as I, Captain Steve. Oh yeah, I've got my light on. It's very dark in here today. I've got all my lights on. It's still very dark in here today. Anyhow, we have had a new emoji tweet by Sean Murray. Now, people that have been playing No Man's Sky for a long time knows what that means. There's various signs that us people look out for inside of the No Man's Sky verse as hints that there's an update on its way. And one of them is watching Sean Murray's Twitter page, and one to see whether he's being active, and he has been active over the last few weeks, quite prolifically active, mainly because they put out the Nintendo Switch sort of version. But inside of the news notes for the Nintendo Switch version, it said very soon that they're getting something else coming into the verse. So let's scroll on down, let's see what Sean Murray's put out there. Now, something to keep in mind is when they actually put out Frontiers, Sean Murray used this little gun emoji here to grow and defend towns. So maybe we might be getting something. Well, let's have a look at his emoji. There's his emoji. It's a freaking gun. So there we are. Now, it's funny. I was having a conversation with good old Thunder the other week. And we was talking about what emoji would get you the most excited. I put the little gun. I think Thunder had like the little UFOs and stuff. But yeah, I was thinking, yeah, if they put down the gun, maybe it means it might be combat into the actual void or something like that. But we get on to my sort of speculation in a moment. So yeah, we've been given this emoji of a little gun. And yeah, in past, Sean Murray has put it against a few different sort of combat-related items, and this one, grow and defend towns. It could be that for our settlements, maybe we might get gun turrets, or maybe for our bases, we might get given gun turrets or something as a part. You know, it could be something as I wouldn't say as basic or as small, that's probably unfair, but it could be something along those lines, couldn't it? It could be more to do with settlements and defending against the sentinels. I mean, at the moment, the sentinels don't do me any damage whatsoever, so it could be sort of like an advancement to that. It'd be quite cool to have a sentinel walker drop into the centre of your town, wouldn't it? And it'd be nice if the NPCs actually tried to help defend it. I've got a frickin' Viking town. They will run and frickin' hide. Vikings, we are warriors. Whoa, there's this little mini sentinel. Let's run and hide. Makes no sense. So yeah, it'd be nice to see the actual... it'd be nice to see the townsfolk defend their town, wouldn't it? Not just me on my own. But then again, they don't hurt me. Like I say, all the bullets just bounce off. Ping, ping, ping. Yeah, cool. I thought it was a premiere. Ha ha ha. It is, Beeble. You're in the premiere right now. You're in my live chat of my premiere. Welcome along, Beeble. So Beeble has put down... Well, he speculates that it might be the 22nd of February. And I do like that date myself. That's why I chose that date to end my ship hunting logo event on that day. Because the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022, it's all the twos. It's pretty darn freaking epic, isn't it? Now, I think Jason Play's done a video on this just the other day. And he's speculating perhaps even the 16th of February. Because, you know, the whole 1616 thing, I'd imagine. Also, he's pointed out that the sale is already on Steam, and we've now got the emoji, and the depots have been updated. So there's a couple of signs we look for. Steam depots updated, the emoji from Sean, sales across all platforms. It's all happening. It's all happening. It could happen any time. Now, I would say that the Quicksilver items that we've got up inside of the actual station, though, well, not the station, the inside of the anomaly, the space anomaly with the Quicksilver Merchant, the decals, people have been doing the maths and they think that they're going to expire around about the 27th of February, which is funny because the Steam sale ends around the 28th, I think. We'll get to the Steam sales in a moment. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. In fact, let's have a look at the depots. So the depots themselves were updated a little while ago. So this is one of the signs. So this was updated 12 days ago, and this is where people started getting on board the hype train and going, oh wow, look, the Steam internal branch has been updated. So normally it goes internal and then it goes mainly straight out to public nowadays. It used to go to experimental for a while, but people used to be able to data mine and work out what was coming into the actual verse, and there'd be leaks. And we don't really get that anymore. So it usually goes internal straight into public, and then they might run patches through the experimental branch, but not really updates anymore. So yeah, it's very sort of tight-lipped. We don't have any clue as what might drop. Now, the other year, there were some leaks, if you want to call them leaks, on 4chan. Somebody claiming to know somebody that worked in Hello Game that knows someone's brother's auntie's uncle. You know, it's that sort of thing. It's very wishy-washy. But they said that we were getting settlements we got settlements in Foundation, well, not Foundation, Frontiers. So it does make you wonder whether there was some truth to that 4chan leak, you know? And inside of that 4chan leak, they actually said about, you know, Sentinel strongholds that might be in game and new multi-tools and multi-tool modules. That's what gripped my attention with all of that sort of stuff, and to be able to enter into Sentinel space and also get back to some of the original planets that we saw, like Orion V and all that sort of stuff. So fingers crossed that 4chan leak might have been legit, you know? They got settlements right, is all I'm saying. And from that, there could be some of this stuff coming into the verse. Kind of. Anyhow, let's press on. So here we go. In fact, I will find the video that I'll bring it up in a bit. We'll find the actual 4chan video that I did around the time, and we can watch that back. Okay? Righto. So here we go. We've got this one here that says that, well, this is actually on Steam. So this is Steam, and it's $19.99, 50% off right now, No Man's Sky, which is freaking great. And yeah, this sale is running until the 28th of February. 28th of February is running at 50% on Steam. Over on Xbox, so this only just happened quite late last night, I think, but it's also half price, $19.99. I'm not too sure whether it says when this sale ends, but there we go. It's half price. You're saving 20 quidlicks on the Xbox. Heck yes, you are. But what about on PlayStation? Okay, so speaking to people, I was speaking to people in DMs. Oh yeah, people, I think you're right. I think it's going to be the 22nd, all that sort of stuff and all that sort of shenanigans. It's actually $39.99 still on PlayStation, but Beeble says that most times sales on PlayStation happen on Wednesday. Wednesday's tomorrow. Wednesday is tomorrow, the 16th. So the sale on PSN may happen tomorrow, but normally they like to have the sale happen for a little while. But normally when there's a sale, they usually give us an idea of what's coming in the update. So people go, oh my God, I've got to get this game now and get on it. Sometimes we get a trailer, or sometimes we might get some sort of patch notes or some sort of indication, so people start buying the game. So fingers crossed, if we do get the sale on PlayStation tomorrow, hopefully we might get something in way of trailer. Now normally you only get the trailers if it is quite a large update. If it's another expedition, we probably won't get a trailer. So, yeah, I think the rest of this week is going to be rather telling into what's going to happen with Inside the Verse. Is it going to be another expedition, or is it going to be a content update? If it's a content update, I would like to hope to think that we would get a trailer or maybe the patch notes. If it's not, and it's another expedition, I think we'll probably just get the patch notes drop just after the update drops, is the usual pattern that it follows. Anyhow, before I click on the next tab, let's go through the comments. Let's see what some of you guys are saying inside of my live chat right now. Oh my days, there's a few of you here, isn't there? I've scrolled back up to the top. So Ricey was first in. 07, freaking Ricey. Well done for getting here first. Gamers don't just die, they respawn. All the people are just saying hello or hello to each other. I'm just going to gloss over those. I'm going to get to the meat and two veg of it all. There we go. And we got Wazo in the house. Hello, Warfy. Hello there, Warfy. Jackpot Ninja. Hi, Gamers don't die. Yes, I said hello. We got Chax. Okay. Hopefully this update takes me back to No Man's Sky. Yes, I've had a few people saying that, saying I'm hoping that this is the update that brings me back into No Man's Sky. It's a bit mental how many people have dropped away from No Man's Sky, but I don't blame you. There's some freaking awesome titles coming out recently, isn't there? I thought it was a premiere. It is, yes. That's Beeble. Hello there, Beeble. 3D the Destroyer. Squirt gun, water in motion, streams, rivers, waves and waterfalls. Well, you're the first to point that out. But inside of that 4chan leak, I think they actually mentioned water physics were being revisited. So the water gun could actually be water physics as well as combat. You know, it could be the two combined. And funny enough, that was in the 4chan leak, which we'll play my video back of those 4chan leaks in a moment. Well, I say in a moment, towards the end when I hit pure speculation mode. Yes. Coolio. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, we've got James MC. Hello, everyone. Well, hello, James MC. Yeah, cool. Gamers don't despise. This could mean that Sean is showing his psychopath side. Well, he tends to every single year. We've had something a little bit disturbing hit the verse. We had the Abyss. We've had derelict freighters. You know, they've added in monstrosities and other sorts of biological horrors and all sorts of other stuff and abandoned stations that still make no sense, but they're there. You know, there's a lot of things that they could be building on with this combat update. Heck yes. I mean, I'll tell you all the things I'd like to see in a moment. But yeah, let's carry on down with these comments. We got, yeah, boy. I hope it's just not another settlement defense update. Couldn't say that. What if Raiders are afraid to combat? Afraid to combat would be awesome. But I did say at the start, it could just be turrets for your actual settlements. It would kind of make sense building on what they've just put in. It really would. Yeah. Hi, chums. Multi-tool update. Well, that also makes sense. Let me just move my phone because it's going mentals. Right, let's stick down on the floor. Yeah, I'll drop that. Right. Well, now my freaking watch is at it. Stop it! Okay. Right, cool. Technology. Yeah. So it could just be that. It could just be a sentiment update. But I'm kind of with you. I would like to see something a little bit more in depth. It's like mentioning about multi-tool update. We have had the incinerator drop early on. We're talking a year or so ago now, and they haven't really built on that. I say they haven't really built on it. They've actually programmed in haptic feedback on the PlayStation 5. If it was a dead module that they're not going to use ever again, why put in haptic feedback? So yeah, that one I think is definitely on the cards at some point. Whether it's in this update, we can only but wait and see. But I would say it's a heavy contender for Fudge, yes. Cool. Jackpot Ninja, they should definitely do an update called the Hyperspace. Well, Jackpot Ninja, you might want to check out good old, what's his name, Ray Reynolds? Is it Ray Reynolds? He's working on a mod and he's called it, I think he's called it the Hyperverse or something like that. And yeah, but it looks freaking amazing. Sweet, let's carry on going. Adam Mack, hello Adam Mack. Dr. Pong in the house, incinerator maybe. I just mentioned that one, Dr. Pong, yes. Dr. Pong is another content creator, check her out, she's pretty awesome. And we've got Plob in the house, hello there. I say Plob, it's Plo617. I want alien NPCs freely roaming around on planets with the ability to attack and help us. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. To see pirates actually on planet surfaces will make a lot of sense. I mean, let's face it, we keep encountering them in space, but why really in space? Yeah, they should have a frickin' base. A space base or a planet base, one or the other, that we can ransack and frickin' get a load of stuff back. Yeah, that'd be pretty darn sweet, wouldn't it? Yeah, go take the frickin' war to the pirates. Why the heck not? It would be nice to see them in exocrafts as well, wouldn't it? It'd be nice if exocrafts that the pirates have do a lot more damage than sort of multi-tools, so it almost forces you to call in your own sort of exocraft and have a little bit of a Mad Max session with them and shoot the shite out of them. That'd be great fun. That'd be good fun. At least people would start using their exocrafts a lot more, wouldn't it? You know, what if they had an underwater base and you could use your Nautilus? Very nice. Stingray. Right, coolio. Yeah, brilliant. The Masterworks. All you can't go wrong. Richard R. Yeah, so that's something from Dragon's Dogma. The master works well. You can't go wrong. Yeah, I love that vendor inside of Dragon's Dogma. There's a sale on PSN that ends tomorrow, so a new sale should take its place. No Man's Sky might be one of the games in the new sale. I think you might be onto something there. So B-Ball says, oh fudge, it just bounced. Fudge. Okay. Update earliest on Thursday, but I'm still quite convinced it's next Tuesday. Next Tuesday has got a very nice date, hasn't it? The 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. That's the day that I finish off my event. If the No Man's Sky update drops on that day, I don't think anyone's going to pay any attention to friggin' my little mini event that I've been doing. Yeah, total shade, but you know what? It's all freaking great. That's all freaking gravy. And imagine if it is ship customization. I've had people going looking for my logo ship. Imagine if I can just recolour my ship now, or whatever colour I like. I could just get one that's roughly the right colours, change the colours, boom, logo ship done. Yeah, interesting one. I don't want to say let's hope it's not ship customization, because that'd be freaking epic, but you know. Danny boy, move water-based parts. More water-based parts. I don't really like building bases underwater. I don't really like building bases in caves either. I've had weird things happen in my underwater bases. One minute I'm walking and I'm going around fine. The next minute I'm swimming and half drowning in parts of my bases that are underwater. There's weirdness that happens to me in my underwater bases, and yeah, not keen. Cool. Let's be honest, Sean and Hello Games know that the community has been asking for combat forever. Posting a gun emoji logically would get the community speculate combat. Yeah, Yeah, that makes freaking logical sense. Can't argue with that one bit. And I'll get on to what I'd like to see when it comes combat related. Because, yeah, I don't really think it should be combat that seeks you out, unless they're going to make the pirate encounters a little bit more meaningful. It's like at the moment, the pirates, they scan you, they go, oh, look, he's got some activated idiom. Right. We don't want that. Give us units. It's like, why bother fricking scanning me? Why bother pointing out that I've got ancient bones or something that you really like and then asking me for units? No, you should get the choice. Give them the item that they freaking scanned you for. It'd be nice if maybe the haulers had smuggling compartments so you could put all your really valuable stuff in there so the pirates can't find it or something. And make it so haulers have more of a reason to be flying around in, especially if you're taking items from A to B or something like that, you know? There's so much that Hello Games could do, potentially, with No Man's Sky. To make it, one, make more logical sense, and two, to give it a little bit more of a fun-type game element inside of what I would call a sandbox adventure at the moment. So, General God in the house as well. Hi all, it's to grow and defend and update Captain IVGTG. Okay. Hang on, there's a lot going on there. There's a fair bit to digest in that one little sentence. There's a few sort of like abbreviations. Yep, nice one. Go on, let's head on down. I really hope they were wise enough to use the right emoji for their update. Well, they have used pretty darn bang-on decent emojis so far, haven't they? So there is that. Hopefully it's going to be very combat related. That'd be pretty awesome. Hi, Captain Steve. How are you doing? I'm doing great, Radion. Hope you are too. Blue Fizz 54. Blue Fizz is very, very, very good at guessing update dates. They've got it right a few times back on old Cobra TV streams. They give us a nit on the next update about combat on the Nintendo Switch trailer. Did they? Now, a lot of the stuff that they said on the Nintendo Switch trailer is pretty much read out almost word for word from the actual press pack over on the No Man's Sky website. And for frickin' eons, since launch, they've been talking about factions and freighters and picking sides. It's not there. It's not in-game, not to that sort of level. You know what it's like when you frickin' have to defend a freighter. You just have to side with the freighter. You can't choose to side with the frickin' pirates. It's not a thing. There's no sort of factional rating. I mean, yes, you get gold stars and things, but you go inside of the station, does it mean anything? Fudge, no. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. You know what, let's make me nice and big, because I've kind of finished with that screen anyway. So yeah, it doesn't. There we go, let's carry on reading out some of these. So yeah, the Hyperverse, can't wait. I hope for the Incinerator, heck yes. Sandrian Pillay, I love how the emoji ignites the speculation. Well, it's been an ongoing thing. It's almost tradition. It's like Groundhog Day, but for us guys in the No Man's Sky community, this sort of thing. For people onlookers looking in, they're like, these guys are freaking crazy. Yeah, same with the Groundhog dudes. You know what I mean? Okay, cool, yeah. Let's carry on down. Silk Spectra. Would be great if exocrafts actually were useful. Yeah, well, if you could fight against pirates on ground or something, or even a sentinel incursion using your actual exocraft, that'd be quite good. I'd love to go toe-to-toe with my exomech against a frickin' sentinel walker. Bring it on, sentinel walker. Heck yes. Road Warriors, Rundown, yes. Well, you know, like Jason the Wheeled Warriors. Jason the Wheeled Warriors. If you've never watched Jason the Wheeled Warriors, after this stream, go on to YouTube, type in Jason the Wheeled Warriors. It's J spelt like Jayce. It's freaking epic. I grew up on it. The theme tune is freaking phenomenal. It really is. It's awesome. Danny, yeah, the gun on Twitter is a water gun, so more base parts coming. Tell him, boy, don't. Yeah, boy says, what if it's PvP or PvE, Team Arena mode? You have groups battling it against each other in teams or versus... I don't know. I don't know whether they would do that. I really don't know whether they would. It doesn't feel too in keeping with No Man's Sky. But then, you know, I've said sort of things before. I said it would never come to Nintendo Switch. Wrong. Yeah, so, you know, I've been wrong a few times. I'm not scared to admit it. You know, I love to speculate. I like to use logic. I like to link up dots that I can see in the verse. But that one, Nintendo Switch getting No Man's Sky... Didn't see that coming at all. I really didn't. Heck no. Especially since they're working on an AMD update at the moment, Fidelity, for, you know, the actual ones that use certain graphics cards, and Nintendo Switch doesn't use that one. But, you know, is it going to be a standalone iteration? It might be. We didn't really see many hints that it was multiplayer inside of that footage that they leaked, unless they're still working on it. Mork says laser swords detachable from the multi-tool for melee combat. I can dream. You know what? That'd be freaking epic inside of freaking VR, wouldn't it? Being able to have a little multi-sword. And in fact, in the lore, if you go to the Traveller's lore, I've got a whole playlist on Traveller's lore. There is a Traveller inside of the stations that normally gives you glyphs and things. But before they give you a glyph, or send you to where their grave is and then you get the glyph, they give you a little snippet of story. And there's one of them that mentions multi-swords. In fact, he even strikes you with it. You don't actually see it in his hand or him hitting you. It's more just text, but then you take damage from this multi-sword. It'd be awesome if they brought multi-swords in. Totally agree. That'd be freaking awesome. Heck yes, it would. Okay. If you keep pulsing, you can escape anyways, regardless of the game saying you can't. Yes, there is that. You can. You can get away from the pirates and things. You can avoid combat. You can also avoid the whole, the frigate or freighter incursion. It's a shame that when they hail you, you can't just say, no, do one, you're on your own, and then they stop troubling you, because until you get away from them and pulse away, or destroy all the pirates, you can't freaking scan planets or engage your pulse drives or do much in that area of space. Sometimes I just pulse and engage my freaking hyperdrive as soon as I can and just jump to the next system, because I can't be arsed with having a freighter incursion. If you've got an S-class freighter, you don't want to be engaging in combat. In fact, it would be nice if you could just call in your own freighter and let all your sort of frigate fleet take on all the pirates, and it's over before it even starts. You know what I mean? That'd be nice. Freighter to freighter combat would be freaking nice, and to be able to call your freighter in to defend another freighter that's being devastated rather than take on all the pirates single-handedly would be freaking epic. That'd be nice. Cool. Yeah, boy. The gun emoji could mean it's a new threat coming to the game. Well, yeah, that 4chan sort of leaked the other day mentioned a new race, a sentinel race. And with that, maybe bipedal sentinels. That'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it? NPC-type sentinels. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, that would still keep it in line with the actual game rating. Because you've got to think this game is rated at 13s plus or whatever. So whatever enemy they add in, they can't make it too bloody. I don't think they're going to let you go around shooting organic, humanoid, intelligent, sentient beings. I think it's going to be robots, if anything. So Sentinels kind of works, and it's in keeping what's already within game. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. We need a loot, roaming, pirate and fighting NPCs, multi-tool pirate settlements. It says Linto. Yeah, that could work. Thomas Kelly, good morning, Captain Steve. Well, hello there, Thomas Kelly. Danny Boy, one of the new decals in the game is a diver underwater. The bathysphere, yes. Well, the bathysphere relates to some sort of ancient tech or something that people have found. It's like an enigma piece. People don't really know why it's about, but it is about. Yeah, look up bathysphere. It's an interesting read. Cool. Vortex of Chaos. Captain Steve is live. Then I'm up way too late. Well, I'm off this week. I'm off work. So yeah, I can spend as much time speculating as people would like. So yeah, I'm here for a while. Awesome. Radiant the bathysphere. Heck yes. Yes. Awesome. Please like really doesn't it? Yeah. Salutations all, Captain Steve. Well, hello there, Meogi. Salutations back at you. Yeah, so like the bathysphere, there's a lot of things that they call O-parts. O-parts are things that archaeologists and historians have found that don't fit the actual timeline of events. And they're sort of enigmas that people can't work out. There's a lot of O-parts. Go onto Google, type in O-parts, or even YouTube. There's a couple of really good videos about O-parts and things that have got people scratching their heads. That shouldn't exist. That's too far forwards. It's like they found things called the Baghdad batteries. So inside of the bottom of pyramids, they've actually found container jars that contained alkaline, what we use in batteries today. And they've actually got electric rods in with copper. So it's almost like maybe the Egyptians knew how to create electricity. There's things like that. Yeah, anyway, it blow your minds. It's freaking awesome stuff. I love reading all that sort of stuff. It really does make you rethink things. Thought the new gun mechanics to be added like 1p shooters. Okay, Dr. Pong. Danny Boy, could be settlements underwater. Oh, don't. Really? Settlements underwater? Yeah, we're going to the planet Naboo. Yeah. But it could be. It freaking could be. No, in Hello Games, it could be pretty much anything, which is the beauty of speculation. You know what I mean? There's no wrong answer to this because no one knows. No one knows. And your idea is just as good as anyone else's at this point in time. It really is. Paul Ross, hi, I would a big gun you can sit in the freighter to shoot Oh, yeah, a bit like in the Millennium Falcon. Yes, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be nice to have multi-freighters and have gun chairs. That'd be freaking excellent, like the last Starfighter. Yeah, brilliant. Salute, Radion and Adam. Nice. People saying hello to everybody. Orange emoji meant origins. Could be gunplay on words for the name of the update. It could be, yeah, boy, you could be quite right there. Yeah, it could be all sorts, couldn't it? Captain, a reference to the Aldrich in Doctor who torn Baker's era to O space. That's a little bit freaking too early in the morning. Boom! Radion Oakman just killed my brain cells. Oh, thanking you. The Acatheria mechanism was like an ancient computer. Exactly that, Jackpot Ninja. It looks like a few of you already know about O parts, which is freaking great. I love this community. This community is so on the same wave as one another. It's freaking great. Anyway, back to podcast mode and back up to my tabs. So, like I say, it's not on PlayStation yet in the sale. I think that may happen tomorrow, going by when I've been talking to good old Beeble, who seems to have a crystal ball at this sort of stage. Yeah, I'm so glad Beeble's got into doing speculation videos, because he uses logic and reason with inside of his speculation. I use hypertrain. Hypertrain dynamics. I just go off on one and like, oh my days. All the idea called spin up is like hypertrain in full motion. And yeah, sometimes, sorry people, I may raise expectations, but I don't mean to set expectations. I'm setting down ideas that could become something, you know, or they might not. I don't want to set expectations. I want to put that out there right now. These are just ideas, spitballing, speculation. It's supposed to sort of make you think, wow, that would be nice. Not sort of, oh, wow, that's definitely happening. Because that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all in this video. None of these things are confirmed. None of these things are going to happen. These are what ifs. These are speculations. So just set your ideas in check and don't go sort of hoping, oh yeah, we're going to be able to become Spider-Man or something, you know? It might not actually happen. Anyhow, I put out a poll over on my community tab with my top thoughts. These are my top sort of things that I think gut feeling wise and logic wise, they've got a realm of reason of happening, okay? So the incinerator module, we've all talked about that during this, going through the comments here. You know, the incinerator module appeared in game a little while ago. For those that don't know, it's a flamethrower attachment inside of your multi-tool. At the moment, it's just the base module that appeared. And all it does is it puts out a spray of flame. And it's quite good for dispatching creatures that are all around you, pretty much. It does low damage because there's no modules for it. There's no other sort of enhancement modules, S-class modules, nothing. So it's very sort of basic at the moment. It doesn't do a shed load of damage, but it's quite handy inside freighters for clearing out those little pests, you know, because you don't have to be super accurate, and those things move quite quick. So it'd be handy for that. And 15% of people think it might be that coming in properly, with probably the S-class sort of versions of the modules, enhancement modules, all that sort of thing, which would be great. That'd be nice to see the incinerator module come in. Would they do a whole update based around just one module? I really don't think so. I think if they do add in the incinerator module, there might be other sort of modules for your multi-tool. Perhaps even a multi-sword, as people have speculated there. Plus also the lore mentions a multi-sword. So I wouldn't say multi-swords are out of the realms of possibility. Remember, this is speculation. Cool. So new expedition that is more combat focused. So we had various sort of expeditions so far, haven't we? So if I just hit up on here, if I just go to news or release log, now they just replayed all the expeditions revisited. Let's just have a look at expeditions revisited, because I think these expeditions play out a story. Okay, so the first one, Expeditions the Pioneers. So before you go on a massive adventure, you know, before Phileas Fogg went round the world in 80 days, or, you know, whoever set out to discover America, Christopher Columbus, they would have pioneered. They would have looked at the map and said, well, we haven't gone here yet, so they're going to pioneer a new expedition. Yeah, so the Pioneers is very much the first step on setting out on your adventure. Pioneers, that's the people putting together a crew. Right, we need a new sailor, we need a navigator, we need this person, and they're laying it all down. This is them planning their expedition. Next, we've got beachheads. So when you set up a beachhead, that's when you put boots on the ground, on new ground. You would maybe establish like a front sort of portcullis, or you put down some, some tents or whatever. And then you would start looking and mapping out the area and slowly looking to see where you want to actually go next. It's like when the Vikings first landed on the shores of England. They set up little mini strongholds, and then they set out from those strongholds and slowly started to conquer areas. So setting up beachheads are very tactical when it comes to an expedition. Yeah. So after that, we had the cartographers. So like I said, after you set down a beachhead, you start mapping out the areas. Well, that's exactly what the cartographers would do. They would start mapping out, looking for vantage positions and things like that, and looking for places that they can ransack for easy wins. It's like the Vikings. When they set foot on English soil, they targeted all the churches. They took all of our freaking gold from all of our churches, the freaking Vandals. Yes. But yeah, that's kind of cartographers. You'd map out, you'd look for strategic points and things like that. Next, we had emergence. Well, just like the Vikings, I'm going to use them as an analogy since I've started. But they then came across the Kingsmen or whatever. The people of England said, no, you would stop ransacking our churches. And there was an emergence. There was a little bit of a scuffle. There's a little bit of a war. There's a little bit of conflict. And when I say a little bit, if you've ever watched Vikings, the actual series, you know a little bit is a freaking understatement. All hell freaking broke loose. Yeah, for those savages. Yes, I say savages. I could be related to them. I've never done ancestry. I'd love to be a Viking. That'd be freaking excellent. Anyhow, let's scroll on down. So that's emergence. So that's the last one that we had. But emergence is the little mini scuffles that you first have, trying to work out your opponent, what they're all about, how it all goes. Emergence. That's when they first appear. When we first encountered the freaking Celts, we shat ourselves being English. Yes, those guys were freaking nutters, probably more so than the Vikings. So yeah, there's that, the emergence. So next, with the combat update, it could be all-out freaking war. That's what I would imagine, because that's kind of what happens in these. The next sort of step, so I'm wondering whether Expedition 5 could be us travelling perhaps into the void. I mean, these things look like they're straight out of the freaking void, don't they? They even gave us this new sort of wormy-type head and all sorts of other shenanigans going on. But it does look very void-like. So perhaps we might be going into the void in an expedition. Now, there were summer updates, summer missions the other year where Ariadne disappeared into the void, and we still haven't got the real Ariadne back. The one standing inside of our anomaly right now, peoples, is an imposter, and apparently she came across a dark freighter inside of this void space. So it could be that maybe there might be a new expedition where we go aboard that dark freighter to rescue Ariadne. And you know what? As an expedition, that'd be freaking amazing. I hope they do that, because this one brought us a little bit of lore. This last one, Emergence, gave us all this worm lore, which was quite nice. But it would be nice if they actually tied off and finished off the Ariadne lore in an expedition. That'd be so great. It'd be nice if we actually got expeditions for all of the NPCs on the Nexus, how they came to be there, what they're all about. And, that'd be awesome. And it'd be cool if you could revisit those sort of Nexus NPCs and rerun the expeditions. That'd be freaking great too. But now I'm going off in Crazy Town. All of this is Steve's wish list of speculation. This isn't anything that I'm thinking is going to drop immediately in this update. But it could. It could. Who knows? Anyhow, let's go back on over to here, because that was just me talking about expedition, more combat focused. 35% of people think that might be the case. Now, if it is a new expedition, I don't think we would get a trailer for the expedition. I think we would just get the patch notes as soon as the expedition goes live. Boom, patch notes are up. Mainly because I don't want to spoil what's inside of the expedition, because, it's a great fun thing to do. And it's limited timed as well. The Void, the Realm of Glass, and added for combat, only 10% of people think that's going to happen. Now, last year I fell foul to my own speculation on this one. I did hype up the Void and the Realm of Glass, mainly because of all the mission lore and the lore that's been put in the game. Even when we got Frontiers, we've got visitors that come to our base and they mention escaping the Void or the Realm of Glass. They actually talk about it like it's a thing that's actually in game right now. So I still think it's going to happen, because the lore keeps suggesting it's going to happen. happen. In every update, we get more hints of the void or the realm of glass. We get this void creep. So, you know, we just got abandoned buildings with all the slime all over them and the eggs outside. Well, not only that now, we get a whole of nested planets appearing. We've got infested nested planets appearing within inside of our verse, and they can take over any biome with all this nested crap everywhere. So it makes me think that void is creeping into our own universe, and at some point we're going to have to try and push it back. Otherwise our whole freaking universe is going to be covered in slime and nested stuff and worms and all sorts of other weirdness. You know, when are we going to take the war back to them? In fact, all of those expeditions that I mentioned, the actual story of that, it feels like the void is slowly creeping into ours in that sort of way, like the Vikings did. You know, they're invading our space. Yeah, anyway, living ships get new weapon modules. Now, the living ships come from a void egg. So that tells you a lot, doesn't it? You know, what if the living ships are going to be the key to going into the void and attacking against this void creep? It could be all of the above, which 38% of people have now hit that up. It could be all of the above. It really could. It could be that we get the expedition that gives us the sort of ways and means of getting into the void. Then after the expedition ends, they give us a permanent way to get into the void. It could be all of the above. That'd be freaking dream come true. If we are to get a massive update, I'd like to hope that that's it, you know, and maybe a revamp of all the missions that we get from the actual anomaly. It'd be nice if, you know, those myth beacons, and we're looking into fluxes and echoes. It'd be nice if those, with all the missions that we take on from this point onward, would be to investigate the void and the realm of glass and this alternative area of space, and we get a new sort of revamp to the missions, especially the weekend missions, because the weekend missions at the moment are just repeats of the missions that we get inside of the cube during the week, where we get more Quicksilver. Feels a little bit pointless. So I'm hoping that they revamp stuff. Now we've got 17 comments on here, people. So let's have a quick look at what people have been giving us here. But before we go back over to here, I've been neglecting my chat. So I'm just going to pop onto my chat and we'll see what people are saying inside of the live chat right now, shall we? So let's scroll on back up. Oh my days, you guys have been freaking at it, haven't you? Jesus. Okay, so there's a lot there. Yeah, thanks so much, Warfy. There's lots of links being dropped. Hee, always a bigger fish, says a Radion. Yes, this is very true. The incinerator, I think I've got back to where I was. Okay, Mesa would like underwater settlements. It would be cool to have water planets. You know, like in Star Wars, there's that water planet where all the clones are. I keep forgetting the name of it. It's usually right there and... I just had it again, then it went again. Yeah, it's a weird name. But yeah, people helped me out with it last time in freaking live chat, didn't they? Emoji was a gun, so... Gungans. I like the way you think, Plo. Yeah. Captain Steve, you're streaming the Cyberpunk 2077 stream today. No, I'm not. It's going to be at 3 p.m. UK time. Cyberpunk 2077 is announcing what might be in the new update. So it's a Cyberpunk stream like they've done before. And usually they're quite loose-lipped with what they're hoping to put into the game. So, yeah. Although, you know, they didn't mention that they had taken out the end carts and the wall running and all sorts of other stuff that we saw in a lot of the footage that they gave us before they released the game. You little scamps. Yeah, so hopefully they're going to be putting that back in. But we're going off on a tangent now on Cyberpunk. I do like Cyberpunk, though. Yeah, I just want them to fix multiplayer, says Montauk. Yes, the amount of times that people drop out of groups and things like that is... freaking, yeah, they really do need to fix it. If we are keeping the current standard of weekend missions and missions in general, multiplayer really needs a tweak, because at the moment, playing with friends, as much fun as it is, it's as frustrating as it is as well. I mean, you do have some really funny moments with friends, though, you know, like if their ship gets merged into a planet and you've got to dig them out and things. There has been some laugh-out-loud moments, but it's not done on purpose, you know? Is that part of the beauty of the game? Is it part of its charm? Perhaps, maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. I would rather it just be bug-free so we can play it how it's meant to be played. Yeah, cool, let's go on. Yeah, it's just what ifs. Exactly, Radion. It's just a bit of fun thinking, what if it's this? What if it's that? It's to help build a bit of hype up for the actual update, you know? There's probably people on the fence. Should I get No Man's Sky? And then they see all this sort of hype and they think, oh, it could be some of this. I could pick it up at a bargain price and I might get some of this, you know? Yes, it's probably setting false expectations to some degree, but you know what? A lot of this speculation stuff that we do, we're more often right than we are wrong. So, it's not too bad. I mean, I admit I've got it wrong countless times, but I've also been partially right countless times. So, yeah, it's like playing darts when you're using your left hand. Yeah, I'm quite good at darts with my left hand. Right, okay, cool, let's carry on, mainly because I throw all three at the same time. You're bound to hit something, probably a passerby. But yeah, anyhow, S plus modules and the X class ones, true more advanced modules. Yes, I would like to see a little bit more random generation to the modules for things as well. It'd be nice to get some gnarly weapons that do something that somebody else's ship can't do. You might get some sort of X-class module that gives you curly-whirly sort of tails to your rockets as they fly out or something that nobody else has got. It'd be cool to have some procedural generation to some of these modules. So it feels like, you're going to carry on looking for modules because they might have a different sort of look or cosmetic feel, or they might do a little bit more damage, or they might do something more fun, like eat your opponent's shields or something. There's all sorts they could put in. Cool, let's keep going. The gun emoji could mean it's going to be a banger of an update. Nice, yeah, boy. It could be, yeah. Maybe it's a literal. Perhaps we're just getting a squirt gun to soak our friends in the Nexus. It could be. Yeah, a little bit like the paintball guns inside of GoldenEye back in the day on the N64. Could be fun. Yeah, we very much enjoy the incinerator when I'm exploring derelict freighters. Mork, that's pretty much what I use mine for. So yeah, so conquer the meaning of the gun emoji. Yeah, it could be conquer. Yeah, it could be conquer. Yeah, that could be the name of the update, couldn't it? Conquer. If it was another expedition, it could be something like that, or incursion, or Bastillion, or it could be all sorts. It could be anything. But yeah, conquer is a good word, and that could be it. Yeah, or dominate, or yeah, anything like, or overthrow. There's all sorts it could be. It'd be great to finally get a sand dune planet. Yes, that would be nice. Sand dunes would be awesome. Heck yes. Little green men, says Dr. Pong. It could be organic sort of creatures. I mean, we have got that weird, horrific head that we can put on. We've got two really weird heads that we can put on, visages. It could be that we get some sort of organic sort of creaturey type thing. You can attack zombies on 13 plus games, can't you, I guess? If they took the bugs out, I guess if they just replaced the blood with green slime, it could work. If they took the bugs out, Professor Cynical would be out of business. I'm fairly sure he wouldn't. He'll find some other way of doing something crazy inside of No Man's Sky. Yeah, that guy is so good at finding mini flaws and then just opening them up into something else. He's mental. Yeah, I'm a huge Star Wars lifelong fan and Star Trek fan. I'm sci-fi fanatic. Nice one, Radion. Yeah, heck yes. Daniel Fischer. When we say our expectations, they hear it and make it in some other update. Exactly that, Daniel. So yeah, all this speculation. Sometimes I'd imagine Hello Games watch these sorts of things back and look at the speculation of what people would like to see. Look even at these polls and things and think, you know what, let's try and build an update around that. Because over on Reddit, there were people that were doing mock-ups of updates, including me, that, Hello Games, it almost looks like they've parried some of those directly into some of the updates that we've had. So it could be that exactly that. Although that the speculation might not happen in this update, it could be that it happens in another update. It's like when this update drops, I'm fairly sure I can go into my back catalogue of ideas and say, well, that's in there, and that's in there. It could be. It could be. Cool. I mean, me and KJ were joking about milking Diplos in a Doody Dude stream, and what happened next? We could milk freaking Diplos. It happened. Yes, you got to be careful what you ask for in this game. Yeah. Big McGraw, gun, grow, defend towns. Read the emojis. Well, Big Butt McGraw, that's not the only time Sean Murray has used that little gun emoji on sort of a list, like a bullet point list. He's used it a couple of times. But yeah, I covered that off at the start of the stream. So yeah, I've already done that. You already missed me reading that. Cool. Awesome. James, morning all. Because yeah, I was saying it could just be gun turrets for your settlements, or maybe the NPCs might actually help you defend against the sentinels, or it could be that maybe sentinel walkers drop in, and maybe some of the dog creatures, that maybe they might actually do damage to your town, and maybe there might be some sort of reward system for fending off the sentinels, because at the moment you can just stand there and just take all the bullets, nothing actually happens, your town doesn't take any damage, nothing happens when there's a sentinel incursion, you can just leave them there. They look quite nice, having sentinel Sentinels in your town, it's like having free fireworks. So yeah, you don't have to do anything about the Sentinels. It doesn't affect your rating or anything like that. In fact, the rating of my town's busted. My town has never gone to A class. It just goes from S class to B class, back to S class, back to B class, for no real reason. Cool. Yeah, so we go. Yeah, it's the last. Yes, I've already covered that off, Big Butt McGraw. Already done that. Already done it. Yes, indeed, Captain Steve. Lovely jubbly. I've caught up with all of that side chats. Now let's have a look at the comments over here. So here we go. Yeah, boy. Whatever it is, I hope it brings me back to the game again. I've had a lot of people saying the same thing. Yep. Frequency 71, hopefully something to do with fighting, maybe making the Sentinels a little tougher, heck yes, and cut them down with ease, even on a 5-star wanted, using an A-class multi-tool. Exactly that. It'd be nice to have a new sort of Sentinel type that drops in when it gets to the highest rating, wouldn't it? There you go, let's hit those. Lovely. Followed by jetpack failure. That would be cool if they could actually damage your jetpacks to slow you down. That'd be pretty, that's a nice idea, I like that. Cool, there we go. With every update... Oh, I didn't read this one. If you look close, it's a water gun. New water effects confirmed. Yeah, somebody else inside of the actual live chat has said that as well. Combat update seems too obvious and would almost have to be a major update. February, you usually get a small update, maybe. Good point. That's a good point. But I'm wondering whether... Settlements and Frontiers was half an update of last year because of the actual 4chan leaks, which I'm still going to play that video towards the end of this video, and we'll cover off the 4chan leaks because I do think that there's a bit going on there, you know what I mean? So yeah, here we go. Combat rebalance, new storyline with some combat, multi-tool repaint ship, that'd be nice. New proc gen dungeons, but if they added in Sentinel strongholds and pirate strongholds, that could be awesome. I mean, they could do it. They've done it with derelict freighters. Just do that on the planet surfaces with new interiors and things, and maybe the new base parts. That could work freaking swimmingly. Some form of piracy using the station override. Yeah, that'll be cool. The station overrides... Because it says flight path, I'm wondering whether it might just let you call in a certain type of ship, you know? Because at the moment, you can pick up a B-class ship and use the nanites to upgrade the freaking class inside of the station. Why not just give you an override that lets you call in the S-class or the exotic for that system? Save a few nanites, but maybe getting these station overrides are only going to get delivered into the verse by running really difficult missions, or those encrypted missions, you know, the ones with the purple logo. It might be that they add those into there or something, or maybe reward them for people that run the weekend mission. It could be all sorts like that, and it's just an easier way to get the type of ship you want to fly in rather than standing around. I think that's rather dead gaming. I mean, I do like doing ship hunting, but standing around waiting for the S-class, seriously, that's not fun. At least it's not for me. Cool. With every update, they add small useless features and call it an update. Adding a combat update is alright, but what do I engage in combat if the planets are 95% empty? Wow, this guy's really going on one. Here are some things that you can change the game. Freighters, I want to use them in battles. 100% agree. Drive one, add more parts to make it my own, have more space in them to add more ships. I love that. That's a great idea. So although that he says 90, it feels like there's some tack there, but I don't think so. I think this guy's doing it out of love. Ships, adding and removing parts and colours, ship customization. Yeah, I've come up with a nice video on exactly how they could do that and not upset ship hunters. So totally agree with that. Exocrafts, make them worth using. They're useless. We've already talked about this. Yes, totally agree with that too. Yeah, exactly. Yes, give them sort of things to make bigger fights. If they did add in giant fauna, you know, like the sandworms at the moment, we can't do no damage to them. If you was in your exocraft, perhaps the exocraft weapons could. You know, that would be fun. And if they brought in even more giant fauna, not just sandworms, maybe the rhinos that smash trees, giant sorts of rogue creatures of any kind, you know, even vicious frickin' diplos or something. Maybe getting your exocraft is the early way of taking out those giant apex predators or giant fauna. Or imagine underwater going up against a giant kraken in the Nautilus. Fudging, that'd be awesome. Deeper oceans, ocean planets. Yeah, that'd be frickin'... Camino was the ocean planet in Star Wars. Yeah, Camino, it just comes to me. Boom, there we go, locked in. Cool. Planets, as I said, planets feel the same as they're very empty almost. Well, the reason why that is they've only got like 50 odd biomes or something. I think there's just as many biomes in Minecraft now as there are in No Man's Sky. And when you've got a quintillion planets and you've got like 250 something freaking universes and you're trying to spread 50 odd biomes over those planets, people that have eyes and some sort of way of seeing patterns are going to see patterns. Yeah, okay, the grass is purple here. Oh, look, it's white on this one. We're going to still see patterns with all the assets that are there. They've only got so many fixed assets. The sort of super formula was supposed to bend and morph the assets, so at least one tree didn't look identical to another tree. That doesn't happen. For whatever reason, that didn't happen. However, you can still see it in the E3 trailers that was a thing that was there at one point. Some trees have got vines on, they've got massive bends. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent on what I'd like to see when it comes to proc gen, but I have to agree with this. Planets at the moment, especially if you go to the swamp or the lava planets at the moment, they feel very rushed, and they haven't got biome-specific plants or any rhyme or reason to go to a swamp or a lava planet. I mean, yeah, you can get basalt, but what can you use basalt for? Not much, nothing. Yeah, cool. No Man's Sky needs a big change. The reality of this game is that the community is overwhelmingly nice, but the game really isn't as good or as impressive as it looks like. Before you all attack me, I have many hours in this game and I'd always support No Man's Sky. There you go. It's coming out of love. This guy has played No Man's Sky probably as long as many of the veterans inside of this chat are watching right now. And yeah, I feel your pain in a lot of this. It does feel like a lot of the updates that we've been having have been very sort of footnotes. This is ways that we hope to take the game at some stage. If you look at Foundations and Pathfinder, two of the earliest updates. So Pathfinder gave us the exocrafts and Foundations gave us base building. Base building back then was very basic to how it is now, and they have built on it. In other updates, we've had new base parts, we've had new ways of doing base building. Even in the latest update with Frontiers, we've got a load of new base parts. They revisit these things. It's like the Pathfinder. At first, we only had like the Roma and I think we didn't even have the Pilgrim, did we? We just had the Colossus and the Roma and the other one. Yeah. Now, now we've got the Nautilin and we've also got the Exomech. So we've got a couple of new additions when it comes to Exocraft. Again, they've added to it. They've given us more modules. They've given us new ways of using the Exocrafts. Still not enough ways of using the Exocrafts because people rather just leave them as eye candy at bases, and that's probably about it. So yeah, who knows? Hopefully all these little updates that they gave us last year are just footnotes and foundational points that they're going to build on. I don't know how the gun could play into that. I mean, it can. They could give us more weaponry for different... Could be that each of the different exocrafts might get its own unique weapon. Who knows? I don't know. It could be anything like that. The heck, they may even give us new lasers for our frickin' pets. Yes, sharks with lasers on their heads could become a thing. Cool. Shaolin. Yeah, that's a what is it? Austin Powers referenced that one. Someone on another forum pointed out that the water gun was used in the Frontiers announcement tweet from the bullet points. Grow and defend a town. Revent in settlements, growth and settlement attacks. Yes, yeah, we covered that one at the start, but yes, that's a good observation. Whatever it is, I'm going to let you be my informant on the matter. Till then, I'll continue my elite dangerous endeavours. Okay, Brimstone, enjoy, sir. Combat update, says Holy Fook. That'll be freaking nice. It would, wouldn't it? It really would. I'm guessing if it's a gun, it might be something focused around combat. Yes. Let's just hope it is. Would be good to get living ships better weapons. Exactly. At the moment, you can't even put rockets in them. You can't have a positron ejector. You can't have the Xylotron. All you get is the equivalent of the photon cannon and also the phase beams. You get equivalents of those. They're given different names, but they do exactly the same thing. It'd be nice if the living ships had living weapons. Like I mentioned, maybe having a module that eats your opponent's shields. Wouldn't it be nice to fire out a load of like little snot boogers that lock onto another ship and slowly dissolve their outer hull, and then they slowly blow up like poison or something? Yeah, they could do all sorts with this. They really could. Hopefully some real PvP. Player versus player. Well, we can turn on PvP, but I get what you're saying. It'd be nice if we do get, the station overrides. It'd be nice if that lets you set up a hub zone and you can set all the settings for your actual hub zone. And if you wanted to have PvP on, perhaps before people jump into your hub, it says, warning, this area has PvP enabled. And if you go in there, there's a whole PvP element. Who knows? Anyway, new weapons with different technologies. Also hope for new enemies. Totally, that'll be freaking great. That'll be perfect. That'll be nice. Glad it's coming. Yeah, whatever it is, glad it's coming. An additional pointy stick. Maybe a multi-sword. That'd be nice. Just a combat overhaul, I bet. Just a combat overhaul. Well, it's interesting that you say this, Banana, because inside of the lot of the updates that we've been getting just lately, they've tweaked things. Like they've given weapons secondary fire rates and things like that. They've also they've improved the explosions and sound effects around the explosions and the fire effects. And now when you mine stuff, you get little sparks jump off of them and things like that. They have sort of tweaked a lot of the things that happen off the back of your multi-tool and also your ship combat. So I'm wondering whether it's building up to a massive combat overhaul and to rebalance everything. They tried to rebalance the Sentinels. Hasn't quite worked for my level because I still just walk through them as if they're made of tinfoil. Yeah, Super Soaker Underwater, fauna update. That'll be pretty darn sweet, Jeb Kerman. New multi-tool, says Eric the Red Wiseman. Yeah, so there's all of that. So that was just off the back of the poll. However, I have got another one here. And we've got 8 comments on this one. I just asked people to sound off. And here, I actually put, Sean Murray just posted the emoji. Okay, it's a gun. When he used this before, it's next to combat-related stuff. So when I say when he's used this before, on a lot of the patch notes, when he puts up the thing on Twitter, when he pins what the update is, that gun has appeared a couple of times now, I believe, not just against Frontiers, but I think it was on the Desolation one as well and things. But it's always next to something combat-related. So it could be that they're enhancing everything that he's ever used that emoji against in previous bullet points. But yeah, I was alluding to exactly what he's pinned at the moment. So, and what you think it may be for the update in comments, I'll make a video as soon as I wake up tomorrow, which is now, which is this video, which is a little bit of hype time. Heck yes, hype time. So let's have a look at the 8 comments here, shall we? Before we do that, let's go back to the live comments. Let's see what people are saying in the live area so I can keep up with this, because you guys are freaking here in numbers at the moment. We've got 76 people here. So sorry if I don't read out your comment, but I need to get through my tabs here. Yeah, and I've got a lot going on in here. And it's hard to pick out the ones that we haven't already touched on. So I'm just going to skim through these and see if there's anything that nobody has said yet on here or anywhere else. It's cool. Okay, so Dr. Pong says, I've been damaged by Sentinel raids on settlements. I don't know how, Dr. Pong. I can just stand there for freaking hours. I take no damage. In fact, I've done that on my live streams a couple of times now. So unless that you was like in your sort of starting uniform, I don't know how you took damage. When you put a battery inside of a square room, they also get mounting plates. Right, okay. Yeah, because that would mean no speculation and no video. Sorry, bud. Okay, Big Bug McGraw, no problems, Salutamondo. Radion says, summon a giant rancor. For fudge sake, that'd be amazing. But yeah, well, I mean, we can summon pets now, and you could find something rancor related. I have seen people with giant wolf-like creatures with gnarly claws and things. But yeah, it'd be nice to have some giant fauna-like rancors appearing inside of No Man's Sky, or even like Sarlacc Pit or something. You know, every sort of massive sci-fi adventure always has giant freaking alien creatures. You know, would be that Star Trek, Star Wars, or any of the greats. They've always got giant space creatures in. We have got giant space creatures in the way of worms, but that's the only real giant epic ones that we come across. All the rest seem to be fairly scaled, don't they, you know? It'd be nice to have more giant fauna. Totally with you on that one. Settlements are getting buildable public toilets. Oh, don't, Custard Horror. Yeah, combat for the queue for the loo. Yeah, here we go. James Harsform, different ship forms would be nice, such as flying saucers. Yes, it'd be nice to have more exotic ships, wouldn't it? I mean, we've got a bevy of exotic ships, but it'd be nice to get a few more, wouldn't it? I would like one that looks like the Razor Crest from Mando. I'm a big fan of Mando. I know that it's getting a bit of stick from people, and also the Book of Boba. I love the Book of Boba. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it, but you know what? I like it. I like it a lot. Cool. So No Man's Sky Coop. So hear me out. It's linked to the spare booth in the anomaly. It's a combat update. We're getting, we could be planetary forts laid out like Desolation freighters, Quicksilver for rewards. No Man's Sky Coop. I don't know whether you're on about the terminal that's in between the multi-tool and also the exocraft technician, in between EOS and Ares. No, not Ares. Near to EOS and Perses. That's him. If you want about that terminal that's in between there, go to it, interact with it, because I think that one actually works now and gives you blueprints like the manufacturing facilities. A bit pointless. Yeah, it would be better to have freighter tech there and maybe new stuff to do with your freighter and frigates and things. Maybe. Who knows? There we go. Yeah, we also need waves and oceans. Yes, we definitely do. It'd be nice to, you know, like on the really hot planets, it'd be nice to have boiling oceans, wouldn't it? And geysers and things like that. Yeah, these planets are freaking massively hot. Yeah, so who knows? What is the water pistol emoji? Is for your multi-tool, and you can use it to add water in an area just like you can add soil and dig holes. A little bit like in Minecraft where you can add water. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that'd be quite nice to build your own little ponds and things, but I really do hope that it's combat. I really hope it isn't some sort of weird tangent weird thing. But yeah, anyhow, I think I've read quite a fair few. I can't believe he actually read my comment. Says actually a Rodella. Yeah, I do try to, my friend. Yeah. So yeah, it came from love. And he's even in the live chat right now. There you go. Massive thumbs up. I enjoyed your comment massively. Agree with every aspect of it. At first, when I read the first sentence, I thought, oh no, what am I reading now? Yeah, and then it got good. So nice one. Yeah, awesome. Everybody that made comments over here, thank you very much. It does mean the world. It really does. It helps make these videos. So thank you. Nice one. Yeah, and yes, I'm playing No Man's Sky for a long time. Thank you for reading my comment. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, the one just right of the egg and the suit changer near the booths tucked around the corner. Oh, I know the one you mean now, No Man's Sky Coop. The one with the two arrows pointing down at it, and it's got a blue and red sort of background to it, and no vendors there whatsoever. Yes, that one's been dormant for some time. Yet there's a big freaking neon sign pointing at it as if you're supposed to take 2 queues. Honestly think that's going to be when they introduce some sort of guilds or factions within inside of the game. But I really don't think multiplayer is anywhere close to actually supporting that right now. In fact, multiplayer is so freaking buggy. It's difficult to play in multiplayer, let's face it. Yeah, Elite Gamers says the Void enemy. It would be awesome to have a new enemy type, and it would be nice to be able to enter into the Void, rescue Ariadne. 100% agree, Elite Gamers. All the lore and everything is going there. Most of my speculation last year was based on the lore, and it led me up a garden path to nowhere. And I'm hoping that actually comes to fruition this year, but I don't want to keep banging that drum because I did that last year. It didn't happen. I don't want to raise any expectations, but yes, that would be a dream come true. In the realm of speculation, that is what I'm really hoping for. Cool. So we've done that. Water gun emoji. Okay, let's go up here then, and let's put in Captain Steve. And what was it? 4chan, wasn't it? 4chan. That was the video that I was going to look for. Now, I've done a couple of 4chan videos. So this is it. So this is the one that seems more legit. And so let's have a look at this one then. Yeah, the Void for real. Let's just watch this video together, people. Let me just turn this speaker off. Hopefully you're going to get the volume. I'll check the audio bars down here to make sure that we're going to get some audio coming through. And let's hit this up. So we're going to watch this. It's only like two and a half minutes. So we'll see what it says. Okay, awesome. Let's go for this. Cool. Well, we've got an advert. All right, well, we can test this advert for volume.
Effects licensing platform.
Yes. We've got volume, which is good. I can skip the advert. Let's make this full screen. Got a nice little intro, and I will take unmute it after the intro. So here we go. My lovely intro music. And here we go. Well, how do the chums? It is I, Captain Steve, and today, chums, for you guys, in the viewerverse, I have some more very sketchy news. Yeah, this isn't real news, technically. I mean, this is from over on 4chan by somebody that claims to be in the know. Yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a Groundhog Day from the other day's video, isn't it? But here we go. I put the other day's video up in the top right-hand corner, so you can go check that out. But here we go. Executamondo. So yeah, this comes over from Twitter, and again from Thunder, who has been on 4chan and found a 4chan post that sort of goes into the previous 4chan post. Okay, so you can pause this and take a read, but just to summarise what this says in a nutshell, is saying that this year's update is going to be based upon the Void and entering into the Void using our living ships that are from the void. And we will fight a new enemy scourge. It says that the Desolations update was a like sneak peek of what to sort of expect in the void when it comes to enemy type and race. This is a new sort of horror type of race. And yes, we may be given new modules for our multi-tools, such as the incinerator. So a tantalising piece to take away from this is inside of the void it may have different planet generation, including some of the planets that we saw in early trailers or even in the vanilla build of the game. So that is quite an interesting thing. So it does go on to say that Hello Games are hoping to bring us all of this stuff without having to bring a reset to the verse. So yeah, base builders, no need to worry. Makes you wonder whether inside the void, whether base building will be a thing or whether it be a universe just for Hello Games. It also goes on to mention that there is no mention of cities from Hello Games right now. Now chums, there we go, that's what I've got for you. Now I feel that this is a lot more. So there we are, people. I mean, let's just wind it back a little bit so we've got the stuff on the screen. There we are. So there's all sorts mentioned in here. Now, the interesting thing is they mentioned, this was before we got the frontiers and settlements dropped in. And they mentioned that we may be getting settlements inside of this sort of blurb, I believe. Yeah, so not cities, and they didn't mention cities, but yeah. It does mention that we might be going into a horror universe, completely separate, far more challenging, and we may need new multi-tool tech to actually take on these new enemies. There was a separate post that came out just prior to this one, and there's another video that I've got on 4chan around that one, and it's this one here, Legit or Lies, this one here, but this one mentions settlements too. So it's an interesting thing that they did manage to hit on these 4chan sort of posts, that it may be settlement based. And also they talked about going into the void in both of these videos. So yeah, interesting to say the least. And I can't wait to find out what this is. Like I say, if it's going to be quite a large update, I would half expect to see some sort of trailer come out, maybe with voiceover lady, in the next couple of days, perhaps after the PlayStation sale gets announced. So perhaps towards the end of the week we might see a trailer. If we don't see a trailer before the end of the week, then I'd imagine that maybe we might get something drop early next week, and it's going to be another expedition that might be more combat focused, maybe to go and rescue Ariadne. That'd be my hope. If it is another expedition, I hope it's that. Or it might be that maybe we might get something a little bit different to Wormbab is, and it might be something a little bit more of a challenge, you know, and maybe it might follow that sort of arc of incursion into enemy territory, you know, a little bit like the way the expeditions are going. So that's me just sounding off. That's all my sort of ideas. Now, you may have seen my missus came in. She's got me breakfast. She's made me a cup of tea and I think a sausage and bacon sandwich. So I'm going to go munch that. So sorry if I haven't read off your end comments. I would have read the live chat, but with breakfast tempting my belly and it's doing somersaults right now. I mean, this is brunch time for me in the UK. This is close to 1 o'clock. So yeah, that's me going to be wrapping up. So I want to say a massive, great big thank you for everybody that took part in giving comments and your feedback. It's been great reading your stuff out inside of the live chat as well. So yeah, massive salute to Mondo. And yeah, if I get any more news, if anything else lands, or there's any other hints or things that happen, I'll be sure to put it on my channel. If you haven't already subscribed and liked and hit the bell and all that sort of shenanigans, please do. Because yeah, that video that I just played, that's my normal sort of content. I do videos like this all the time. And if you like what you see, please hit those buttons, because it does mean a lot to content creators hitting those buttons. To you guys as viewers, probably not much, but for us guys making this content, it really does help with the Google algorithm getting us recommended and keeps us doing what we do. So yeah, thank you very much, people. Salute Mondo. And yeah, I was just about to say enjoy your weekend. I just realised I'm actually off work. This is not the weekend. I think it's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, I'm losing track of time. Yeah, and I can't wait for the Cyberpunk video later on. I do love Cyberpunk. So yeah, interesting times. And we've got Elden Ring coming soon as well. Anyway, take care everyone, and thank you very much. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again.